Flaunt it. Flaunt it. Nicely, gently. Ram it down people's throats. Lovingly. Lovingly. Softly. Oh, like Bissy Bee. The most beautiful girl in the world. Hey. Have you happened to see the most beautiful girl who walked out on me? And if you did, please say I still feel the same way. And always will. Oh, but I told her. She recorded it. She held out her phone, which she put under the recording mode. It's like a weapon. Stay away from me. I give you 5 minutes. And then I call the police. You don't have to call the police. I came here just to say you've done so much for me. And if I could never see you again, okay, I'll accept that. I'd like to see you again. But I love you. That's all. That was it. Bye. She made a point of saying farewell instead of goodbye this time. The first time she said goodbye. Poor woman. I think she has a bit of borderline personality disorder. Because if she had said to me, Marcel, or CB Fioci, that's her name for me, CBFOCI, which happens to be my YouTube channel, CBFOCI. CB Fioci is the way she pronounced it. I don't know what it means. I don't think I ever will at this rate, because if she won't even. She said the time that I actually went to meet her at 7:30 in the morning, I knew she would be bicycling on her way to work. And after she calls me a stalker and she's going to call the police, and she catch this. Oh, I'm sorry, Bissy Bee. It was so cute. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, and certainly, nobody's ever going to know who you are, so, in real life, so, I actually don't think you're going to hear this, so, if I thought you were listening, Bissy Bee, to this, I wouldn't say it, because it would hurt you, and I don't want to hurt you. I love you. I love you. But this was a pretty funny thing that you did. I mean, ridiculous and funny. So, here I am saying, coming up to her, she says, I'm going to call 911, stop stalking me. I said, what are you talking about? We just spent 4 hours. It was the week before, on a Sunday. And the Friday before, we had spent about 3 hours together. And we had no fight. We had nothing. There was a little miscommunication about a particular thing that I proposed, which is basically to put on the internet a video of her being so beautiful. In my mind, when I showed it to her, I thought, how could anybody resist you? Anybody? It is about melting. Actually, I've made an abbreviated video of it, and if you want to see it, it's not available right now, but it might be. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it's time. It's really time. Her face is not there. There's no voice. There's no way to know who she is. There really is absolutely no way. So it's there. So you can see it. Oh my gosh. And just realize that you'll notice there are 2 places where it's cut. My editor is not the most experienced editor in the world, so it's very obvious. Well, it's fairly obvious. He didn't do such a bad job. I mean, I am my own editor. And I did. It was okay, but if you watch, you'll see where I cut out the part that goes to her face. At the end, actually, I do give you a little view of her, just the front of her face, because her hair's down. There's no way to recognize her, except for you to see that, oh my gosh, she really is beautiful. And that's on the surface. On the surface. It was because I showed this to her, and she said, oh, this is too personal. I don't want this. Get it off. And I said, okay, I will. I couldn't do it right then and there. I said, I want to get home. And I did. But we did have a little miscommunication through text messaging. And boy, that was one of my first forays into like flirting through texting, teasing, that kind of thing that people who really feel close to each other like to do. Sort of get across things that we can't be so direct with, so we're a little, make a joke of it sort of thing. And that's what we were doing, and she thought that I was making fun of her or something, I think. And that I wasn't taking seriously her demand, and it was an absolutely a legitimate demand that she had, that I take it off. And I knew nobody else was seeing it. I mean, where it was on the internet, there's nobody in the world at that point who would have had any reason to look at it. And the only reason I had it on the internet was because I didn't know how to show it. I wanted to be able to show it to her. I realize now I could have just put it on my phone. I could have taken just the video that was on my computer and put it on my phone. This all big misunderstanding wouldn't have happened. But, it was going to happen one day because she's got this disorder. And again, please, I only say this, because it's true. And I just wanted to, if Bissy B, she's also, her name is Katerina, actually. And that's a whole other story about where she's from. I mean, and it can explain it. That's, okay, look, I brought it up. So I guess there's really no going back at this point.